CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter, make me see. Alright, Like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you fi go tell them. Message a link where you fi send them. All your phone you fi lend them. Watch out now, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Alright, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter, make me see. Alright, Like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you fi go tell them. Message a link where you fi send them. All your phone you fi lend them. Watch out now, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Alright, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter, make me see. Alright, Like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you fi go tell them. Message a link where you fi send them. All your phone you fi lend them. Watch out now, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Alright, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter, make me see. Alright, Like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you fi go tell them. Message a link where you fi send them. All your phone you fi lend them. Watch out now, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Alright, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter, make me see. Alright, Like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you fi go tell them. Message a link where you fi send them. All your phone you fi lend them. Watch out now, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, I win a skylark. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke, we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk, watch you while we attack. Me a the host, me name Marq. Alright. Imago Dei, image of God, yeah.
Greetings. Welcome to CrossTalk episode number 6. I can't believe it's 6 already. Guys, Happy New Year to everybody who's online now. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy 2022. Let this year be like no other year. Give yourselves a round of applause for the success that you're about to manifest in 2022. We're talking about overdue in 2022. Chat about. We just want to say a big thank you to God for keeping us, for sparing our lives to see another year. You know, a whole heap of people don't make it to this year. Enough, and plenty. And so we just really want to pause right now. You know, as grateful as we are, we want to pause now and just really give God thanks for his mercy, for his blessing, his faithfulness, his goodness. You know, and so we can't just glaze past that. It's by God's grace that we are here. By God's grace, while we're there. So welcome. It is still not too late to send out the link to a friend, to a relative, to a neighbor, somebody. Make them jump on CrossTalk episode number 6, entitled Overdue. Drop some fire in the chat. Drop overdue in the chat with some fire. You don't know, drop in the chat. You know me, always love tell people drop something in the chat. Right? And you know, I'd like to know, where are you streaming from? Drop the name of your city and your country and your flag in the chat. Yeah, we want to know where you're streaming from. Want to welcome everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Instagram, and everybody on LinkedIn. Big up on yourself. As some people in Jamaica would say, big up on a nice, clean self. I don't know where they get that from. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome. We're going to have a very robust conversation this evening. We have a nice group of, you know, I have 2 really good friends who are joining me this evening. Yeah, I was just going to jump right into introduce them to you. First of all, let me not take it for granted that you know who I am. My name is Marq Johnson. I am a recording artist. I'm a transformational speaker. I'm a talk show host, as you would imagine, and I'm also a philanthropist. And so, you know, I just want to tell you thanks. So I'm going to have my guests introduce themselves, right? We have so first of all we have the rose. Well, I don't want to say the rose among the thorns. Can't call Pastor Dean a thorn. You understand? Oh. But we have Felicia. Right, Felicia, you know, I know you're popular. Everybody know your face. Everybody know your name. You're on TikTok, you're on social media, you're all over the place. But still, there might be some person who don't know who you are. Just let our audience know this evening who you are in 60 seconds. Let them know.
Oh wow, 60 seconds. I can do this. All right. So first of all, I'm a child of God. I'm also a mom. I am a coach. I coach people who want to find their purpose, who want to just reach some goal in their lives that they are finding it difficult to get to. And that happens to all of us, you know. I'm a speaker as well. And yeah, I'm just here to talk about something that is really dear to me, especially at this time of year, you know, where we are, it's now overdue. Oh my God, we've been baking and carrying these babies for a long time. And it's time to deliver.
No, for real. And Pastor Dean, I mean, Pastor Dean, you popular too, man. I'm telling you, you put some things on social media sometimes that bless me, that some of them crack me up. So Pastor Dean, tell the people, for those who don't know your name, don't know your face, let them know who you are in 60 seconds.
All right, so I am a pastor Light of the Gentiles International with my wife, Prophetess R. Smith. I am a musical artist, a gospel artist, and I'm also an author. I am a father. I am a certified Wired to Win coach. What else? I love sports. And yeah, that's fine for now.
No problem. Hey, guys, if you are just joining us, welcome to CrossTalk episode number 6, entitled Overdue. If you're just reaching the place, drop something in the chat. You can't come in the place and don't drop something in the chat. Drop some fire in the chat. Drop where you're tuning in from, where you're streaming from. We want to know where you're from. So now we want to delve into the topic of overdue, right? But before that, I want to share a video. And this guy is somebody I know all my life. I know him very well. Know him all my life, and I had the privilege of seeing this video before it hit social media. I just want to share this video so that we can kind of set the tone and the context for our conversation this evening. All right, everybody cool with that? Let us just jump right into this video entitled The Four Eyes of Life.
Life can be beautiful. Life is an acronym for living intentionally for eternity. You know, when you look at the passage that talks about the parable of the talents, you know, why is the man who get 5 talents, and of course talents here is a currency. And at the time, I mean, the NIV says the parable of the bags of gold. The man who, boy, the mud writers herself. The man who got 5 bags, he earned 5 more. The man who got 2 bags, he earned 2 more. And the man who got 1 bag, he got bury it. And when the master came back, he applauded and awarded the one with 5 who made 5 more, the one who got 2 and made 2 more, and he reprimanded the one with 1. Now when I look at this story, there are 4 words that come to mind, and I call them the 4 eyes of life. Remember, life means living intentionally for eternity. Yeah? There are 4 eyes, and the 4 eyes are not the eyes of the 4 persons in the character. 4 characters in the story, I mean. It's not the master and the 3 servants, no. The 4 eyes are intent, investment, inventory, and inspection. You see, God has created each one of us with a purpose. So God has an intent for you, for your life. When He made you, He had an intent. It's very important that we discover that intent. And it's very important to move to the next I word. Inventory. We must make an inventory. Take stock of what God has deposited inside of us. Because He has given us some stuff to fulfill our purpose. The 3rd word is investment. We have to take what we have discovered and we have to increase it. We have to enhance it and we have to make it multiply. The last word is inspection. One day the King is coming back to inspect how well we have done. And the question is, what is success? You know how I define success? Success is not this. You see this nice, this beautiful property? Success is not owning somewhere like this. I know this is not my yard. Although I wish it was. But this is not what success looks like. What success really looks like is fulfilling the purpose for which God had created it. That's what success is. How do you measure success? You measure it according to your level of obedience to God's plan for your life. And I want to leave you with that. The 4 eyes of life. Remember, life is the acronym for living intentionally for eternity. And the 4 eyes of life are intent, God's intent for your life. Inventory, you must take stock of what you have inside of you. Investment, whatever you discover that God has given you, you must increase it and do well with it. And lastly, inspection, because the King is coming back. And I'm going to assess the thing. And we either hear, well done, good and faithful servant, enter into my rest. Or you going to hear the part from me. Yeah? So you decide. One love of respect. Blessings.
Life can be beautiful. It doesn't have to be this way. No.
Now this guy I've known all my life, that guy in the video. You know,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
yeah, man. I mean, we're
Looks
close.
like
I mean,
him.
you see, he's trying to get a beard like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I want to use that to kind of set the tone for what we're going to talk about, Pastor Dean and Felicia, because you know, I've had last year, well, no, in 2022, in 2020, I got a vision of eternity. Long story, and to cut a long story short, since that point, time, opportunities, and relationships don't mean the same thing to me anymore. So it's like now I'm on a drive to pursue purpose, to fulfill it and thing. And so the first part of Overdue that I want us to talk about, let me just introduce that. The first word I want us to talk about is this. What are the few things we should prioritize? Felicia, let me start with you. What would you say to somebody now in 2022? Are the general things or even specific things, if you want to get specific, what are the things that we must be focusing on this year? You know what I mean? Yeah, let's just jump in. What are the few things we should be focusing on?
All right, so let me start and where I stop, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing I would say, guys, is let's focus on our relationship with God. Let's strengthen that. And if the signs are not clear for you in the last 2 years, I don't know what other signs you will need. Right? I don't know. The Bible has prophesied about the last 2 years to the T. So I say, listeners, viewers, my thing is start strengthening your relationship with God. Spend time with him. There's nothing, and I'm talking to myself too, you know, spend more time with him, spend more time in the word. Listen to what he has to say every single time. And I want us to remember, every single time we tap into God for help, he shows up in these miraculous ways. I don't know what else we need to be strengthening our relationship with God. That's number one. Number two, our minds. Mindset and the imprisonment of our mind with different things have been holding us back in years, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our mind is such a very powerful tool. And yes, it even happens to Christians. Right? We get stuck in these old ways, these old habits, and they keep us there and they stop us from moving forward. So one of the second things I want to say, guys, is to start paying attention to our minds, our mindset. You know, the things that we're allowing to come in.
Yeah.
The things that we are using. So now, you know, remember, our eyes and our ears are all windows into who we are, into our soul. And so if we let a lot of things in, it will also affect our present, right? So that's number two. Number three, I want to say, guys, spend some time with yourself. All right, Mike.
So just before you go to number three,
yes.
I want Pastor Dean to jump in on the same thing. What from your perspective, from where you sit, from your experience, what would you say to somebody? What are the few things they should be paying attention to? Because we're talking about overdue. We're talking about those things that probably God talked to you about for years now, or just tell you, and you know, lay with it. You know, what are the few things we should be really paying attention to for 2022?
Thank you so much. So one of the first things that I would say naturally is focus on where you are in your relationship with God. Mm-hmm. But to be a bit more geared towards, you know, the topic overdue, and I would say, as you focus on your relationship with God, seek to find out where you are as it relates to God's prophetic plan for your life and God's purpose in your life. That's one thing. And if it's a situation where you're not sure, you have to know, focus your energies on getting close enough to God so that you're able to perceive and know what God is saying concerning life. So for some persons know. So you need to as you said, inspect. I love that video, by the way. I love that video. That's so nice. I mean,
thanks.
I felt conviction listening to that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So for individuals who have an idea, an inkling, some whether prophetic word or dream, you need to say, well, God, give me a checkup. Where am I? Give me a checkup. Where am I where this is concerned? And I believe, I always say this, that God is willing to answer such prayers because God's will is our sanctification. God wants us to live right and to hear well done. He's not waiting to say, I told you, you feel wrong. He wants to say well done. So he is willing to sanctify us now. And a part of our sanctification is fulfilling the will of God. So focus where you are now. If you don't know where you should be, you have to then expend more time. You focus more time on getting closer to God so that you can hear and know the heart of God concerning your life, concerning what you should be fulfilling, and also concerning what you should be focusing on.
But that, that really resonates with me because, let me tell you something, Felicia and Pastor Dean. I really just got tired of ordinary. I really started getting tired of just going. Now, I wouldn't even say going through the motion because I don't go through the motion, but I was just tired of where I was and where I have been. And what you said a while ago about getting close enough to hear. Whoa, getting close. So the prayer of my heart has been over the past several months is, God, I want to be so close to you that I can hear your passing thoughts. Yes, I want to feel. I don't want to feel your heartbeat. I want to hear your heartbeat. Wow. Yeah. You imagine how close you have to be to hear somebody's heartbeat, and so that really resonated with me. You had a third point, Felicia.
I was going to say one of the things that we need to do as we go into the new year and thinking about overdue is look at ourselves in relation to where God wants us to be.
Wow, one spirit.
Hey. Right. I mean, we really need to look within ourselves. And sometimes we say this with passing. But it's such having a sit down with ourselves, who we are, where we're going, why am I here? Why is this holding me back? Asking those really hard questions that make us uncomfortable. But the more we ask those questions, the more we experience and understand ourselves more, and even we get clarity. And we get clarity and we can hear God even more when we're honest with ourselves.
Pastor Dean, what are some of the things that can be like our barriers, blockage? What can be baggage that can, because you talk about being close enough to God so that we know where we're going, we know where exactly we are, where we should be. What are some, if you can give me 1, 2, 3, for our audience when they leave, if they have to leave now, let us say some persons right have to jump off this live because they have some other engagement. Give something to them that, be careful of these, be aware of these 1, 2, 3 things that can block you from hearing and knowing where you should be.
Great question. The scripture says, my sheep hear my voice. That's what Jesus said. No, sheep is different from lamb. So sheep are mature animals. Lambs are babes. Now, over time, you get maturity.
Hey, Reverend, go in a man.
I know, we're going to church tonight.
We're going to collect an offering after this already.
So not enough time with God will be a hindrance to hearing God's voice. That's one thing. A lot of times we want to say, well, I had my devotion for 15 minutes and I didn't hear anything. And nothing is wrong with 15 minutes. Nothing is wrong with 20 minutes. Nothing's wrong with 30 minutes. But guess what? You have to become so desperate that if 30 doesn't do it, you stretch yourself for 1 hour.
Wow.
If 1 hour is not doing it, you are willing to stretch yourself. Because listen to me, I said something today in service to somebody who came that knowing what God is saying is the most precious thing.
Oh, yes.
It is the most precious thing. As long as you hear and you know what God says, you can weather any storm and overcome any obstacle. All right. So spend enough time with God. Another thing that I want to say, about that is be intentional on doing something with what you already have heard.
Wow.
Right? So to him who has, more shall be given.
Mm-hmm.
To him who doesn't have, that shall be taken away, even that which he really had. So when you focus on multiplying what you already know and you try your best to do it, you become a candidate to receive more. So
Wow.
some persons, what blocks them is because what they have heard, they have done nothing with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So even in the parable that you shared,
Right.
right? The man got talent, he did nothing with it, and he
Exactly.
lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to, what have I heard before? I know that this was from God. What am I doing with it?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times further revelation comes when you walk out on what you hear. Look at the life of Abraham. Abraham heard one thing: leave your father's house. Then after he left, he heard more blessings. After he continued going, he heard more. Everything didn't come at once.
Right.
It was progressive.
Right.
So do something with what
Right.
you've heard.
Right.
Right? And then be aware of sin in your life, because that can block the presence of God from you hearing what he wants to say. Be very aware of that. And aware in the sense that we are willing to confess and you're willing to forsake. So these, I believe these three things can certainly help you and equip you in hearing the word of God, hearing the will of God in any matter.
Awesome, awesome. Boy, I feel like ask Felicia for us raise a chorus.
No.
We do an altar call because
No, Pastor just said something in Marq that really resonated with me.
yeah.
Faith is progressive.
Yes. Yes.
Faith is progressive. So that's simply, if you keep doing, put one foot in front of the next, then God will continue to reveal to you what you have to do next. That means when you said that use what you have, that's the real thing, use what you have. One of the barriers that we have that stop us, we want to reach the end before we start.
Right.
We want to see the big picture before we even put the one foot in front of the next one.
Right.
That is one of the main things that hold us back. We create these big, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I can't move forward, but how am I going to do it? I'm not educated enough, I'm not tall enough, I can't speak well enough, all sorts of things. And then we already put a barrier in front of us that we can't move forward.
And then Felicia, going back to what you said earlier on your second point about mindset.
Yes.
I mean, so sometimes we see these guys, these world-renowned speakers and successful people, and we say, boy, we want to be like them.
Right.
And we ignore, whether intentionally or just out of ignorance, the reality that they weren't born that way. They never just arrived overnight. And so there is a journey. And now the thing is, when we start our journey and go through the rough patch, and going through the hardships that got them there, because of the mindset that we have, Felicia, we can't even get to stage 3 and 4 and 5. And so even as Pastor Dean said, God give us a word, and the word he gave us resembles to us. It resembles something like a TD Jakes.
Yeah.
And we say, I like that. But when you start go through the process now of becoming what God showed you, because you have the right mindset.
We don't like that. We don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Growth is no fun.
Yes.
But so one of the things I want to also throw in, one of the few things that I'd want to suggest that we need to focus on for this year is the whole matter of health, physical health. Because many of us who are in business, we are in ministry, we are employed, we're pursuing stuff. But if we pop down, and so I want to share this video from one of my wife and I. We have a doctor. She's a naturopath, because we have traditional doctors and we have like a whole medical team. We're not playing, right? Because we believe in health. So we have traditional doctors and we have naturopaths that we consult with. And this is one of our doctors, Dr. Debra Williams. Let us hear what she has to say about this few thing.
Her story was featured in the Gleaner's Flare. Debra Williams was diagnosed with breast cancer. She removed the lump, but chose a different route to continue her fight against breast cancer. Debra is here to tell us why she took the road less traveled.
I saw my friend go through cancer, and I didn't change my lifestyle. We all saw him. We were there. We saw him do the green juice, and we saw him change his lifestyle. We did nothing.
Because you felt, I don't have it, so I don't need to change what I'm doing.
Exactly. That's a false sense of security that we all have.
Right.
You have it, but I'm okay. So when I'm diagnosed in 2012 and I'm faced now with something that my friend has gone through, I said, I'm going to go and do what he did. Because I also had a book called Ministry of Healing by Helen G. White. I read the book, and the book was very clear. There are 8 steps to reverse any disease in the body, whether it's cancer, arthritis, diabetes. 8 steps. And it's called New Start. That's the acronym. Nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. It's the 8 free physicians that we've been given by God, and I went on that path.
It's a totally natural, because the air is a natural gift, so we have to preserve it, people. Water, exercise, and so on. It's interesting because we're talking about now in terms of dealing with cancer, but what I'm getting from you is you're also suggesting it's preventative.
Exactly.
That rather than wait until you get there, start building up the immune system. You throw away the microwave, flour, everything in the house.
Meat went, microwave went, white flour went, white sugar went, everything in the tin went through the door. And I went to Coronation Market.
Yes.
And I started just shopping at Coronation Market. And my entire diet changed. And as the diet changed, the first thing, I lost 30 pounds. That's the first thing. I lost weight. Then my skin and my hair. And I was amazed. And so now I started teaching other women to do this too.
Deborah, I'm hearing you, but it's not easy.
It's not
First
easy.
of all, I find the vegan diet to be absolutely tasteless. I'm sure there are ways to make it. But how do you get away from monotony? That's the first thing on a diet like this.
You know, people say to me, oh, but this is boring. I'm saying, but hold on, how come you eat chicken 4 times a week? I don't find it boring. So you know, the season the beans same way.
Curry today.
Curry the bean today and beans chew the bean next week. We have gungo peas, we have black eyed peas, we have split peas, we have lintel, we have callaloo stew, we have pap choy. Hello, we have stew peas without the pork. Hello, we have coconut milk to spice it up. We have all that it takes to make it extremely attractive and very palatable if we know how to do it well.
And none of these are tin things as well.
No, it's all natural.
All natural.
Yeah. We don't do the tin story. No.
And so you've done, you have a website?
I have a website.
So persons who want to share your story or to get recipe ideas?
Recipes are all there. Articles about health and wellness is all there.
All right. So we have a pop quiz. As you can see, we have a pop quiz on the screen now. List any 3 steps in Dr. Debra's New Start program for an opportunity to win yourself a prize. I hope you're listening, guys. There are 3. I want us to give us 3. There are 8 in all. Just give us any three of the Dr. Debra's New Start program. Drop it in the chat, and the first person to get 3 correct ones, will win a prize. All right. No, so this is what we're going to do. We actually have 3 prizes, right? We have a free consultation with Dr. Debra, right? That's one of the prizes. We have 2 free consultations with our life coach. We'll bring her up on the screen, Felicia, right? Because Felicia is a life coach, as you know. So drop it in the chat, guys. Drop your answers in the chat right now. List 3 of Dr. Debra's steps in the New Start program to win yourself a prize. For those who are just joining, welcome to CrossTalk, episode number 6. Our topic for this evening is overdue. If you just joined me, drop some fine in the chat. Drop the city you're streaming from, your flag, the name of the country, and drop overdue in the chat, right? We want to look at one more word. So far we have looked at the word few. What are the few things that we need to be focusing on in 2022? And Felicia pointed out, working on a relationship with God, having the right mindset. Pastor Dean pointed out that we need to be closer to God so that we can be close enough to hear where we are on the continuum of our journey to purpose, right? So now we're going to jump to the next word. We just looked at few. Now we're going to look at one more word, and this is that word. but the music of me a bounce. So what are the new habits?
But the tune, but you know me telling that already, you know me telling the song, but already,
Cool, Rev.
Oh. So everybody, you need to check out his song One Day. It's on the same channel. One Day. That's my. You never asked me to do this. I'm telling you to do this. Yeah, trust me. Big tune.
Respect, Rev. No respect. So we spoke about the few things that we need to do, which is very important. And I mean, every New Year's people make New Year's resolution. Every New Year's people say, all right, I wanted this year. I wanted A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then by February it gone, it disappear or forget. What we're looking at is what are the new things that we need to implement so that we can fulfill these few things that we need to work on. And let me say it another way. What are the good habits that we already have that we need to keep, or the good habits that we need to start implementing in our lives? And I want to start with you, Rev. What are the new things? So we look at few, now we're looking at the new.
All right. You know, a big thing for me is accountability. Accountability.
Cool, no?
You know, accountability is a new habit that many individuals, if you are willing to flow with it, it will really help you to accomplish some goals in your life. And that's why you have individuals who coach. A coach is meant to keep you accountable. That's why you go to a gym with a trainer, because by yourself, not everybody. Now, some persons, mind you, some persons are naturally motivated and nobody has to tell them to stick to a routine. But for most individuals, that motivation sometimes dies out over time. And when that happens, you need someone in your corner to help you up that won't baby you and say, I understand, we all lose motivation. But say, well, I know you're not motivated, but you asked me to hold you accountable, so just do it for me, please. All right? Please and thanks. Let's go do that thing there. Yeah? So accountability will really help you. Now, some persons, you are self-driven, so that might not be big for you. But for most individuals struggle with remaining motivated. And if you are willing to tell somebody, all right, I want to work on this, and when that individual holds you to that thing, that is a life changer. So I mentioned that, you know, I am an author. No, to be honest, the reason I'm an author is because I was held accountable. You know, I tried writing a book before, and the individual who I told about the book never called me, so I don't done it. But the next book, on a code, I told Bishop McLean that I'm writing a book. Yes. And yeah, man, the man tell me, yo, I want the book done by that time. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you're not done by that time, you have to go do this. And
Yes.
we never want to do that. We done the book. All right. So accountability is big. So Felicia is a life coach. Individuals, when you connect to persons like that are really willing to keep you accountable, it can be a new thing, a new paradigm that can help you. But listen, accountability is not a magic wand. You have to be willing to be held accountable. So if you said to me, I want you to be my prayer accountability partner, and I'm calling you, you're not answering, you don't really want accountability.
Yeah. Joke thing.
It's a pipe dream you want.
Yeah, man,
that don't really work. Yeah. You just want to say you want accountability.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to be held accountable. That's a new thing that I think many persons, if you really allow this thing, it will challenge you.
Awesome.
If you allow this thing, it will challenge you.
Yeah. Felicia, one new thing that people have to start for 2022.
Planning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let me tell you, I think sometimes we allow life to surprise us. So we just walk into the week, and we'll walk into the month, and we'll walk into the year like everything is. But let me tell you something. If you do the same thing, you will get the same result.
Yes.
So if you want something different to happen in your life, you have to be intentional about making a difference. And one of the things that can help you to make that change is to plan ahead. It's to schedule your days. That's a practical way to tell you. I always say to my clients, sit down on a Sunday afternoon, just carve out an hour, 30 minutes. If you can't give it an hour, 30 minutes in your day, and just decide what you want to get done this week, what you're going to focus on, even if they're big umbrella things,
Right.
write them down and
Right.
schedule them in. When you schedule them in, open your phone, your Google, and put them in and put an alarm there and let it remind you. Your phone can also be your accountability, because when it starts to ping, you're going to feel shame that you didn't get up and do the exercise. You're going to feel shame that you didn't call that person. You're going to feel shame that you did not complete that task. So schedule. Habits, Marq, habits, talking about habits is one of my favorite things, because that's the only thing you can move past your barriers. Right? When you change your habits, when you start cultivating good habits and focusing on them. Now, habits don't happen overnight. Like we said before, it takes time. But start something little by little. If it's not 30 minutes, start with 5 minutes. And then if you've done the 5 minutes, add another 5 minutes. And then just add to it until it becomes such a solid habit that you can change it in your life. And then the second thing, Marq, I know you want to go on, but is to reward yourself.
Very important.
When you're able to accomplish bits of those habits, reward yourself. I like to make myself a cup of tea. When I've done something, I drink my favorite something, and I sit down and I light a nice candle, and I feel good about myself when I'm doing it.
Let's cheers.
Cheers. We don't have to have these big rewards that make it impossible. But every single time you're able to accomplish that habit, reward yourself.
So guys, I want to drop this in the chat, drop in the chat accountability. I want to drop in the chat planning, and I want you to drop in the chat reward. Very important, very, very strong, very strong. And guys, I hope you're taking notes, really hope you're taking notes, because honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. CrossTalk is not about us coming and chatting off a face. Like, seriously, we really want to see people's lives changed in the right direction. You know what I mean? As you talk about planning and setting that alarm and even the accountability. I remember earlier on I was saying that, boy, I got tired of ordinary and I got tired of just, whatever the level I was at. And I decided that I'm going to start spending a lot more time with God. And so I took my phone and I set my phone to alarm 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And whenever I set it to alarm, like half an hour before the time I'm going to meet with God. So that if I'm doing an email, whatever I'm doing, I wrap up that. I know I have 30 minutes to wrap this up and meet with God. And let me tell you this, I have grown significantly from that, because what used to be a struggle for half an hour, Rev, 1 hour blow off easy. I'm going to start ask God for nothing yet. It's just must be hole in his face. You know what I mean? And just spending that time with him. And so I take the point, and I hope everybody taking the point. We need to be accountable to somebody. And so when my wife heard the alarm, me and her talking, she heard the alarm, she said, "Man, time for me to God. I'm gone." Because you understand, I have it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man of the house. Yeah, I can shake with that. So accountability, guys. Plan and reward yourselves. Crystal punch. Yeah, cheers. straight. And so the next thing I want us to look at, so we have looked at few, we have looked at new, right? And I want you guys drop it in the chat. All that you have, drop your nuggets. As a matter of fact, let me do this. My online audience, I want you to tell us, drop it in the chat now, what are the few things that you think that we should be focusing on this year? Drop it in the chat. What are the few things that you are focusing on, you plan to focus on, what you'd encourage somebody to focus on? Drop it, few. So type few and then write it out, type it out. And then I want to do the same thing for new. What is the new thing that you are going to implement, or you'd encourage others to start implementing? New, colon, and then type it out. And while you do that, we're going to introduce my next word. And this is it. Few, then new. This is the third word. Now, there are so many times I've heard people say that, boy, when you reach a certain stage in life, or you have to cut off friends, and you have to, people, you need to get rid of some people in your life because they are baggage. And so I used to think that, boy, that's so harsh. That's so inhumane and insensitive and antisocial. But the older I get, and the more I grow in wisdom and lay hold of purpose, and the more I value time and know how precious it is. And when the 5 minutes when I just chat for a while ago, I can't get it back. I realized that, like, literally, seriously, guys, there are some persons, and this is no disrespect to anybody, it's just that for some seasons, there are some persons who are critical to your life. Absolutely. And there are other seasons when literally, no disrespect, I mean this respectfully, some people are really baggage for where you're going for this new season. It's tough, it's difficult, but if you check the people who progress in life, when I say progress, I don't mean Oscar and Lana or whatever. I mean they are meeting, as Pastor said earlier on, where are you on the continuum of your purpose, God-given purpose? But those who are making progress in their purpose, there are some persons who, boy, you have to just really bid goodbye. But we're not going to focus on the sad part this evening. We're going to look at the positive side. The positive side, give yourself a smile. Smile a while and give your face a rest. Who are the people you need on your team for 2022? What are the kinds of persons that should be in your corner? Who should be on your crew? Who should be in your crew? Felicia, who should be in your crew?
There are three people who should be in your crew. One,
Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Well, yes.
Let's go.
Standard, right? But the first person you want, guys, you need a mentor. A mentor in your crew, because your mentor has been on that journey that you're going on already.
Wow.
And that mentor can tell you, hey, these are the pitfalls, these are the things to avoid, these are the things to go after. So that's one. A mentor is very important. The second person you want on your crew is a coach. And we spoke about accountability. Your coach will hold you accountable.
Do you know any good coach that we could recommend?
You promised to do this, by this, and where are we? I wonder. So you need a coach. The third person you need is your friend. A friend is that person who will be in your corner, and they will cheer you on. Your friend is your cheerleader. Right. Yeah. So you need that cheerleader that will cheer you on, that will tell you you're doing a great job, that will keep you going, because they're just, those people that they're just cheerleaders, Those are the people you need in your life. Right. If you have those three solid people in your life, 2022, no matter what comes away, man.
So you need a mentor, a coach, and a friend.
And a cheerleader. So let's because all three of those people can also be a friend, but they need to be a cheerleader. That's
what you mean. Oh, the role and the function. That's what you mean.
Yes.
Rev.
That's the role.
Who we need to have make sure so them join the crew? Who definitely have to have on the crew?
Yeah, so I definitely agree with Felicia. So you need somebody who you can share your vision with, who will support you, will stand with your vision. Now, sometimes on the journey, you'd recognize that even person that you share might not necessarily really want you to win. But you need individuals who want you to win, who are not uncomfortable with you winning.
They said no bad mind around here.
Yeah.
Bad mind is
listen to me. It sounds a way, but in most instances, when somebody's getting married, you know who your true friends are.
That's true.
I see it countless times.
Yep.
There's never a time that individuals lose friends as if when the marriage actually taking place, not just the engagement. So you need individuals who are genuinely happy for your success.
Wow.
You need individuals like that. No, an individual who is genuinely happy for your success might not necessarily be your best friend. Might not necessarily be the individual who is a cheerleader, but they don't mind you winning. Somebody can cheer you, but not really mind you, not really want you to win left them.
Wow.
That's dangerous.
Wow.
So you need a cheerleader, But listen to me. If your cheerleader don't really want you to win.
So them happy with your ones in the right, so you below them.
So I'll cheer for you at the same level, but if you go so, can't cheer no more.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable because he should have
Uncomfortable.
go there as well.
You
Yeah.
know, it's funny you mentioned that, because, all my life growing up, when people talk about bad mind, you used to say, boy, I used to think it's, and I don't, with all due respect, I mean this respectfully, I think it was uneducated people who use the word bad mind and talk about bad mind. I think it was just people with guns and them have nothing else to talk about, bad mind, bad mind, bad mind. But the older I get, boy, I tell you, when you hit 40, it's like the light turn on,
Yeah, man. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm realizing that even the whole matter of bad mind it spans all strata of society. You
Absolutely.
understand me? And people, as you say, Rev, will cheer for you and encourage you and bless you as long as you're at a certain level. But once you start progressing, that's where it cut off. That's where it cut off. And wow, that's something else. So the persons who we need in the crew, we need a mentor, we need a coach,
absolutely.
we need a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And we need these persons to be genuinely interested in our progress.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Guys, I want to drop it in the chat. Drop no bad mind in the chat. Drop no bad mind in the chat and put some fire beside it. Yeah.
And beyond that, I encourage individuals to recognize your need for family, because when I say family, I'm not just talking about individuals who are, and let me tell you why I say family. I'm not just talking about individuals who are bloodline connected to you or through marriage. Right. You can even be friends, but you need individuals who you can share your successes with.
Yes.
The happiness is very, very important. The truth is that the reason what you really need in life is to be happy. That's what you really need,
The highest on that pyramid, right?
Yeah. Because if you get everything and you're not happy, you're going to want something else.
Yes.
But even if you don't get everything and you're happy,
that
can give you the drive to get more.
That's
so you need to value individuals who make you happy.
Right, because it's and I've always heard it said it's lonely at the top, and it's true. Because I mean, Rev, you're a recording artist like myself, and let us imagine that we get a Grammy. We do our album. As a matter of fact, Rev, you just dropped your album, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Check out Pastor Dean's album. Dean, what's your artist name? Just for the person.
It's Dean Smith on YouTube and Dean Smith on all the digital platforms as well. So the project, the album is the Love Project. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So buy. Don't burn it. Don't burn it.
Right. Yeah. Amen.
Now,
Amen.
Imagine, Rev, that we, our albums hit platinum, multi-platinum, and multi-Grammy Awards. We got an email that, hey, you're invited to Grammy Awards. You're going to sit down and you hear your name does a call. Best album, artist of the year, best male artist, best this, best genre. And nobody not there for celebrate with you. Pointless.
I can't see the success in that. I can't see. I can't see.
And so as Felicia pointed out, the cheerleader.
Yeah,
we need our family. We need our friends there to. Man.
Guys,
drop cheerleader in the chat and put some fire beside it. Drop cheerleader in the chat and put some fire beside it. Yeah. Boom, bang, bang. All right. Here we know. So we have heard from Felicia. We have heard from Pastor Dean. I also have a friend in Pennsylvania, Leslie, who was unable to join us, but she sent me her thoughts, and I'd like to share those thoughts. Her name is, I said Leslie already, right? Leslie. So the book was formed, and I was trying to just, whatever. All right. So these are Leslie's nuggets. All right. So here we go. First of all, Leslie pointed out, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. The first one is she says, folks can reduce distractions that deter them from tackling what needs to be done by setting priorities. Next, folks can use what God has given them wisely, which means being a good steward, so that their gifts make room for them to flourish. Folks can boldly make declarations over their circumstances and seek out and apply the scripture that fits it. and write it down. Now, Leslie now talks about habits. Identify and commit to the one thing you want to change by writing it down, writing out what it is, and at least 3 steps you are willing to take to achieve it. Then identify what behavior you can swap out, and in that will move you forward towards your goal. And the last one Leslie shares here is paid or unpaid. Get an honest, self-motivated accountability partner, because that is what's most needed for making weekly progress. Weekly progress. I like that, because Felicia earlier on spoke about the calendar and the alarm and all of that. Weekly progress, because if you have this big picture, you want to achieve whatever global certification in whatever era, or you want to build a house or whatever it is, and you're not monitoring that, like Felicia said, then you're just going to end up being like a scandal bag at the end of it and not going to happen. You know what I mean? We also want to hear from some other friends. I have some good brethren who share their thoughts as well, and we're just going to take their thoughts. And you notice there's a lot of overlapping in what we're sharing. So it's like we decently have a good idea of what to do, so we just need to, man. So all right, let's just hear from these 3 brethren of mine, good brethren from long time. Here we go.
Imago day. CrossTalk make the world we attack. No joke when our sky laugh.
Hi family, if you're watching this video, it means that you're alive. And that life, that gift of life, has a great responsibility for you to fulfill the purpose for which you were born. So focus on fulfilling your purpose. Secondly, this focus should make you have a plan, a deliberate, intentional plan to make the purpose a reality, to accomplish it. Not a wish, but a plan. And lastly, find somebody or a community of people who will hold you accountable, who will not allow you to be ordinary, and to push you towards your greatness, because you were born to accomplish great things. God bless.
One thing I would encourage people to do in this season of life is to be accountable to self. A lot of times you set goals and the time comes and it passes and there's no consequence, and that's because we have not held ourselves accountable. So one good thing, one good habit to have is to write these things down, and when you write them down, you make them tangible. You write them down, you check them off as you accomplish them, and that will help to keep you accountable. The other thing I would encourage is to tell someone about it, someone who that will hold you accountable. So in addition to writing it down and checking it off, you tell someone about it who will call you out on the things that you have said you're going to do and you did not yet do or accomplish. And these people will remind you about it. Now, in a way, these people can be considered nags, but in this case, it's not a bad thing. So, that type of person is a good person to tell about your goals, and they'll help to keep you accountable. Good luck.
Now, in this time of Corona, we understand that a whole heap of things are take place. And people, I just want to encourage you that probably the most important thing right now for you is a peace of mind. Yeah, man. Even the Bible says, the joy of the Lord is our strength. Yeah, man, if you understand what happiness really means, they realize, so listen, that anything that come your way, you can overcome it. No, people, really, if you think about it, amidst everything that's going on, we have so much ambition, so many dreams. I really want somebody just to stop, take a check, and pursue your passion. Yeah, man, pursue what you love. You understand? Regardless of what it might be, yeah, man, it is achievable. You understand? So pursue your passion. Do what you love. All of that I get drive when you get 5 man in time and no one. You understand? So just pursue your passion. And guess what? You need somebody in your corner. That's all I mean. Find that friend that will tell you, say, yo, no, I'm not so good. Find that friend that will just give enough love and support right through. Just tell you the truth. You know, find that honest friend.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But
Overlapping.
Yeah, man. I mean, almost
team.
Yeah, man. We're tracking, man. We're tracking. It's like we already are a crew. It's like, it's amazing though. It's amazing that many times we know what to do, and Felicia, you mentioned writing it down. I believe you're the one who mentioned writing it down and we hear it again in the from our friends in the Vox Pop, the importance of writing it down.
Right.
And Pastor D, you mentioned accountability. I mean, no, like seriously. So I'm an idea factory. I mean, if you come to me now and say, boy, Mark, I have an idea to catch flies in Kingston. I want to catch all the flies in Kingston and put them in an aquarium.
Mosquitoes in Portmore.
And mosquitoes, let's go mosquitoes in Portmore. Right? Mosquitoes is the national bird of Portmore, you know that, right? No, this is the Portmore crew. Love or no.
But it's true.
No, but seriously, it's if you come to me and say to me that you want to catch all the mosquitoes in Portmore, look here, man, ideas are going to start firing off in my brain. That's how I am. God wired me with that ability. So I have struggled my whole life with having these whole heap of ideas and just not making progress on them because yes, I write them down, but I don't have any accountability. So I'm strong in one area now. If you look in my Microsoft Notes and in my Google Drive, notes for kill. But the accountability is where I have been falling short, which I start correcting now.
I think, Mark, not only just accountability, but when you do have a coach, the coach helps you to prioritize and to say, okay, you have all these wonderful ideas and things that you want to get done. But let's go down the list and see which one is the priority, number one, and which one can be done with short-term wins, because that's what motivates us, is that when we win, when we have little wins, we want more wins. So when we have these long-term things, we have to break them up in a way that you have short-term wins coming out of them. So it motivates you to go more. So that's, accountability, but you also need somebody there that will help you to, all right, let's sort this out. And what do we focus on first, second, third, and so on?
That's true, because I've been frustrated, because look here, man. Oh God, I've been frustrated. And that is why, I want to tell you, that's it. As I mentioned in the earlier part of the show, by the way, for those who are just joining us, you're late. I'm sorry that you're late, but I'm glad you're here. Welcome to CrossTalk, episode number 6. I feel like this is a rising star a while ago. Episode number 6. Vote 4446. Yeah. Welcome. We're talking about overdue. Earlier on, we looked at the few things that we need to focus on this year, the new things that we need to implement, and who should be on our crew for this year, 2022. So back to what I was saying, I grew really frustrated. And so when I had that experience last year, that now makes me realize the passion, the importance of time, relationship, and opportunities, I started putting these things in place. I now have a mentor. So I need a coach. I probably need a coach, but I have a mentor now. And I start, prioritizing, what do I need to do first, second, third, and so on. And setting timelines. Also, we need to set the timelines, as Felicia pointed out, and as Pastor Lee mentioned, getting closer to God so that we become crystal clear. Because some things that I thought was urgent, I realized when I get closer to God and start get clarity, I realized, no, you need to do this one first. You know what I mean? So good, really good stuff. We're tracking well. My wife just told me that we're doing good with time, but we're not going to take it for granted and chat it up. We have some winners because we asked a question earlier on. List 3 steps from Dr. Debra's New Start program. And we have 3 winners here. We have 2 from YouTube, right? I know it's YouTube, guys. For those of you who don't know me, I know it's YouTube. Right? So we have 2 from YouTube.
Send any corrections.
You understand? And we have 1 from Instagram. So the 2 from YouTube are, and this is her handle name. It's Amanda's Diary Talks, right? Congratulations. Hold on. Pull up that. The first winner is, I forget to me, I'll have drum rolling a star. Jono. The first winner is our first winner is Amanda's Diary Talks, right? Her 3 answers are nutrition, exercise, and water. right? And that spells out the acronym NEW. Those are the first three. And we have another winner who is we have Faye Hall, who is the second winner on YouTube, and we have an Instagram winner who's none. Danny Boo is the handle. Danny Boo says nutrition, air, and rest. And also, Faye Hall said rest, exercise, and water. Congratulations to our three winners. You guys will win some free sessions from our experts in health and coaching, right? So we also want to big up again Amanda's Diary Talks on YouTube, Faye Hall also on YouTube, and Donny Boo on Instagram. Big up on yourself, guys. Thank you so much for participating. We will get your information, right? Madam Producer will contact you and we will just sort out that. All right. Thank you so much again for participating. Now, we want to jump now into, hold on. My producer is saying something to me. Okay, so you need to send us a message, right? On IG. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's do the easy way. WhatsApp us just WhatsApp us. All right. No. So do it on IG. This is awkward. So our Instagram handle is Marq Johnson TV. MarqJohnsson TV. Let me throw it up on the screen right now. Boom, bang, bang. You don't know. Where is it? Right here it is. That's it right there. Our Instagram handle is Imagode TV. Just send us a private message. Just say, yo, me win. Yeah, yo, me win, right? Tell us your name, and we will organize getting your gift to you. Thank you so much for participating again. So Felicia and Pastor D, wrapping this up now, what are our final comments, final takeaways? What is it that you want our guests to walk away with now facing 2022? Not just to set New Year's resolution that just die out by Valentine's Day, but really making an impact and making progress in 2022. Felicia.
The first thing I want to say, guys, is be steady and clear. Marq, you mentioned this quite a bit just in you speaking about clarity. Is one, we need to start from a place of clarity. We find clarity when we trust God and we sit with him, and we start there. Let's start there. And let's pray about it. I remember when my purpose was revealed to me, I think it was such a moment of clarity that I did not expect. And I think I must have bawled for the whole night when it came to me. So I say sit with that. If that's what you want, if you want to find your purpose in this new year, I say sit with that. And purpose is a journey. Pastor Dean said it. It is a journey that we're on. It's not necessarily a destination, right? It is a journey. So if that's your focus, remember that. I want you to also remember that if you want to get things done, you got to write them down, guys, and you have to schedule them in. If you don't have the plan, you will fail. The word of God tells us that. If you don't have a plan, you will fail. What is the plan? Have a plan. Do not allow life to surprise you. It doesn't have to. Right?
If you fail to plan to fail, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, focus on those things, guys. And hey, set those goals. But if you can't, and if you don't understand how to set your goals just yet, and it's frustrating, I always say, come up with 1 or 2 words that you want to describe how you want your life to be. For me, I always say I want balance and harmony in my life, and that's what I'm chasing. Right?
Awesome.
If things come to me that is out of sync with those things, I say no generally. Right? And so what are those? What do you want your life? What's a theme for your life for the next 12 months? Come up with 2 or even 1 word, or if it's a phrase, hey, good. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But that's my recommendation to you guys is it's a new year, it's an opportunity to do things different, to set a kind of reset button in your head and in your heart. And I know it's just another day, but hey, it's an opportunity to start anew.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Pastor D, what you want to leave with our people for
Yeah,
2022?
I want you to not be too hard on yourself. Not be too hard on yourself. Give yourself room to grow, and don't allow perfect to be the enemy of the good.
Wow.
Sometimes perfectionism can be an hindrance to you doing anything.
Mhm,
Sometimes you have to be willing to shed that and
mhm,
just get the thing going, get the ball rolling.
mhm.
Yeah, and no,
Wow.
perfect and ideal are some things that sometimes we naturally want to get, but don't allow your quest for that be an enemy of you doing good.
Boy, I feel like dropping ouch in the chat. Like seriously,
Yes,
because
that's a serious thing.
because for me, because God is excellent and I want to do things with excellence for him. As a matter of fact, that has been the source of my procrastination. That has been the source of it because I don't have the right team, I don't have the resources, I don't have the sponsor, I don't have the technology, I don't have the equipment, I don't have the this, I don't have the that. And so I get frustrated with having these big things I want to do so grand that look
Yeah.
here, how long me have the idea of CrossTalk? How long me have this idea?
Wow.
I may sit down and just
And let me say this. Excellence. You mentioned that God is excellent. Obviously,
let's go.
absolutely.
Let's
But
go.
excellence is making the most of the
Come on.
resources you have.
Come on. And I never knew that. I never knew that because in my mind, what excellence would look like for CrossTalk is a big sponsor, Digicel, them have it on the roof overlooking the city, and you see the harbor in the background and the lights them are come on, and you have Terry Carell as co-host, and you know what I mean? So in my mind, that's what it used to be until I got that revelation in February of what eternity is about. And then I recognize that, look here, time lost cannot be regained. God can redeem the years, yeah, but let us not be like the man with the one talent.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll wrap this up now, guys. It has been
I'm not sure if
awesome.
you can see this. Oh dear, you can't see it.
Can't.
I
Oh
can't.
man,
Listen to me.
yeah.
7 minutes ago, I put this up on my status on WhatsApp. Excellent production, Marq.
Oh,
CrossTalk
nice.
is fire.
Look at that.
Oh my
7 minutes
God.
ago.
Oh
I'm
Look
not
at
my
even
that.
finished, but
Yeah.
listen to me. This is excellent.
Yes.
God. Straight about a ball, I'm a ball for
No,
life.
no ball, no ball. Little
No
later.
problem.
Yeah.
Yes, later. But Mark, I want us to also remember as we close that what's perfection for us is not always God's will. God's will is so different sometimes from those big things that we have and we see. That is our pride. That's
Yes.
our ego. That's us and our chest.
Yeah,
But that's
man.
not God's perfection.
Well on, we need a towel. We need a towel for flash. Come on. Come on. No, for real. That's strong.
Yes.
That's very
Yes.
strong. And I want to
Yes.
close on that note. I think you guys just really dropped a very big, strong nugget there. That for me, it's an encouragement to me. Even though I'm already doing it, it really encourages me to continue on. I want everybody drop in the chat now. Excellence is doing the best with what I have. That kind of lamp.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, excellence is doing the best with what I have. It kind of long, yeah, but I dropped in the chat, drop some fire beside it. We want you guys on a serious note now for 2022. Stop finding excuses. Stop bombarding yourself with the big picture. Paint the big picture, but then you have to break down that now in the bite sizes. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a cheerleader. Make sure you have persons who are genuinely interested in your growth and your progress. Get closer to God so that you can hear clearer. God can say one word to you and cause you to accomplish what would normally take you 10 years. with just one word. So when we're closer to God, Rev said something earlier on, and I said it to my wife. I said to my wife all the time, when God speaks to me, my feel for skin pupa lick, because look here, it's the most precious thing when God gives you clarity on something. It saves you years of headache.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes, sir.
So guys, we're going to wrap this up now. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're closing. Right? Thank you so much. You've been an amazing audience. Thank you for your participation. You know, enough love, enough respect. CrossTalk will come again. Stay posted. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Marq Johnson TV. That's MARQ Johnson TV. Our handle is the same on all social media platforms. On TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I don't have any more. On LinkedIn, it's a little different. Yeah, just look for Marq Johnson, MARK Johnson. You will see why. When you go on that page, you'll see why it is spelled with a K. Yeah, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, Felicia, for taking time out from your busy coaching mom, super mom marketing schedule. And being with us, Pastor D, who is also a father, recording artist, radio personality. And, you know, guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you for everybody who jumped on from across the world. Really appreciate you. Keep in touch with us. Stay in touch with us. Follow us on social media so you know when we'll do the next CrossTalk. We looked at overdue. That's overarching topics. And we look at the few things we need to look at this year, the new things that we need to put in motion to get the few things done, and who should be on our crew. Thank you so much, guys. Enough love, enough respect. We're shutting it down now. We're gone. Wow, good. Blessings.
Blessings.
All right, guys. Bless you.
CrossTalk make the world a we attack. No joke when I skylar. CrossTalk watch you world a we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the world a we attack. No joke we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk watch you world a we attack. Me a the host me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter make me see. Alright, like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you figure tell them. Message a link where you fi send them. All your phone you fi lend them. Watch out now, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke when I skylar. CrossTalk watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host me name Marq. Alright, CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke when I skylar. CrossTalk watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host and I me name Marq. CrossTalk make the whole of we attack. No joke we been a walkie walk. CrossTalk watch you whole of we attack. Me a the host me name Marq. Drop sitting at the chatter make me see. Alright, like, share, subscribe, tweet it. Send in a comment at the whole world I see. But tell your family, your friend them. Everybody you figure tell them.